Okay, so in this video I'm going to run through the installation of the Max 5 in the X-maxx using a ESC mounting plate mounted up high, as you can see. Okay, so required to install the Hobbywing Max 5 ESC on the Traxxas X-maxx for standard location, so no sort of like great requirements to alter the chassis and things like that, is your ESC mounting plate required. Obviously your Max 5, which at the minute mine is wired into the receiver and the motor, but it doesn't matter, you can install it either way. And then to secure your ESC to the actual mounting plate, you're going to use M3 by 6, 4 of them. And the bottom of the Hobbywing ESCs are threaded, which makes them a nice easy way to secure rather than using tape. And then at the back you're going to use M3 by 20, and they go through the plate into the chassis here. The screws that you take out are M3 by 16, which need to be slightly longer because you're going through the ESC plate and you're sitting above the plastic rather than sinking into it. And then at the front you use 2 stainless steel self-tapping screws and some M4 standoffs. Now I've gone for 5mm, and they just allow the chassis to allow the mounting plate to sit nice and level. Now when it comes to installing the self-tapping screws on the front, you are going to want to drill a 1.5 to 2mm pilot hole. Now, because mine's already been mounted, I've already done that, so I'll be skipping that step. So the first thing that you need to do is secure the ESC to the mounting plate, because once the mounting plate is screwed down, you're not actually going to be able to get hold of or get underneath to get at these screws. Now I'd recommend that you do them all loosely to get all 4 in for alignment. Once all 4 are in, and then bite down on them. Also, when you're using electric tools, just be very, very careful that you don't over torque them and strip the threads. Being plastic, it's quite easy to strip. Okay, so that's those 4 in there. Now, next stage is to secure. Obviously, normally you would have these bolts would be in here, so you'd remove them, and then I've gone for 4mm longer, which is enough to just bite in nicely. Okay, so that's 1 on each side. And the next stage would normally be, with this now lined up, you would drill your pilot hole, and it only needs to be about 5mm deep each side. I've already done that because this plate's already been installed. Put your standoff underneath and drop your self-tappings through the standoff. Screw that down into place, nice and sturdy, and then we're just going to repeat the same on the other side. Stand off in, screw through, and then we just screw that down into place. That's nice and solid and a nice neat install. I wouldn't really take any concerns over the height of the ESC and affecting the centre of gravity and things like that. To be totally honest, it weighs so little that a single shock adjustment would take account of that. Plus, in this truck, I'm running a large TP motor that weighs about 1.4 kilos, whereas the stock is only 650 grams. So I've got a lot of weight in that low down that should sort that out for me. So the only thing that we haven't really covered is the on-off switch. Complete personal preference where you install that. They come with double-sided tape. You can just stick it straight down there. Easy to get to, easy to see, and it's out of the way. I'm personally going to cut a carbon plate. I'm going to put on here with some self-tapping screws and mount it onto the plate, and just leave enough room on the plate to mount a GPS for future use. So, hope that helps you guys. You know, any questions, just ask, and stay subscribed. There's plenty more tutorials and videos coming up to help you with your builds.